What's up everybody, this is Dyzee of the Supernaturals crew and welcome to my Bboy vlog episode number 5. Today I'm going to talk about a specific topic in breaking, which is bad attitudes in b-boying. So recently I was reading some battle comments on YouTube and I see a lot of people saying things like, so-and-so has a bad attitude. I automatically think to myself, well, of course, the very nature of what a b-boy is to be a bad boy. The beauty of this culture is that it allows people to take the worst parts of them and express it in a positive way. Let's be real, all of us have a bad side. Some of us just found out ways to control it better. Hip-hop as a culture has two major purposes. One is to pull people out of the darkness, and two, to spread love. Spread love! Now I'm not telling people to go out and be jerks and a-holes in battles. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is that the b-boy journey helps us to learn these important lessons in life through battling. For example, I was a very troubled young kid. I was angry at the world. I wanted to prove myself as a man. I wanted respect. And then I found hip-hop. I was able to take my anger out on people out on the dance floor. If I didn't have breaking, I would have taken that anger out somewhere else. When I look back to how I did things as a b-boy, I see so much of my mistakes that I did back then. I learned not to touch people in battles. I learned not to mock moves on the side, because it's better to do the move after the person just did it, in the circle. I've learned not to interfere with rounds, but I learned it the hard way, through trial and error. Basically, in our culture, there's an invisible line that we like to get as close to as possible without stepping over. There will be instances where a b-boy will step over that invisible line and cross that boundary. Back in my time, in the early to mid 90s, that would automatically lead to a fight. That's how we knew where that line was. Now these days, through professional competitions, we are able to kind of stretch and push those lines a bit further. For example, trash talking today is a bit more acceptable. And if someone does step over that invisible line, judges are now able to issue a disqualification. There's no harm in that. The b-boy just loses, and hopefully he learns from it. For example, I just came back from freestyle sessions in LA. In the final battle, it was Polski Flavor versus Found Nation. In this particular awesome battle, I felt that Polski Flavor was winning in the beginning. But the tide changed when, in the heat of the moment, b-boy Dyzee interrupted and interfered with Found Nation's routine by humping their butts. Now I'm not sure what the other judges were thinking, but for me personally, interrupting or interfering with your opponent's routine or round, it shows desperation. It's almost like admitting defeat, sort of like sabotage. Thus, it was my major factor in my decision to vote for Found Nation. But even after, I was able to catch up with Dyzee after the battle. We were able to talk about it and even laugh about it. He himself couldn't believe that he did that. But reading some comments on YouTube, peeps be acting like Dyzee took out a knife and stabbed Issei in the neck or something. Yes, Dyzee messed up. It cost him a sexy gold ring, but we all mess up. All real b-boys have some embarrassing moments where they look back and they say to themselves, what the heck was I thinking? Now I personally have some which I try to forget by never repeating them ever again. Dyzee is a really freaking awesome person and he's an awesome b-boy too. He paid his dues in the scene. But in battles, we as b-boys, we are trying to bust egos, make our opponents lose confidence, and that's the game. We as a culture is constantly learning and evolving, determining where do we draw those lines. And we can only determine those lines when someone crosses them. So what I'm really concerned about though, is censoring and PCing hip-hop. We can't turn battles into a safe space for feelings. If a b-boy isn't willing or ready to have their pride shattered, their ego busted, or get their feelings hurt, then perhaps this street culture isn't really for them. It's kind of like a skateboarder who's too scared to fall off their skateboard, or a boxer who's too scared to get punched in the face. It's expected to happen. Now that doesn't mean that people can't be upset or that all the lines should be crossed, but it's how you deal with the humiliation, getting smoked or getting burned, which is what the culture is all about. Now take battle rap for an instance. They say the most meanest and cruelest things possible, but just because they put it in a rhyme, it's all fair game. They actually can shake hands and bump fists after the battle. Can you imagine how boring battle rapping would be without the jokes, burns, and humiliations? Getting burned, smoked, or humiliated is actually good for you. In hip-hop, of course. It makes you never want to get burned, smoked, or humiliated again. It happened to me 2 times, and those 2 times were the biggest level upgrading I've ever had in my whole entire career. This leads me to my last point about bad attitudes in b-boying. We need the bad boy heroes and good guy villains in this culture. It adds life, variety, and spice to b-boying. Now, I'm not saying to keep quiet when someone does something wrong. What I'm saying is to laugh at them. Or say, dang, that was messed up. But there's no need to act like these are the worst people in the whole entire world, like they're Hitler or something. Cliche time! We are all a family, perhaps a dysfunctional one. We don't all agree, we don't all get along, but in the end, it's gotta be all love. I thank God for the ability and opportunity to battle each other with such ferociousness, hate, and anger. At least we're not killing each other in real life, only each other's egos. I truly believe that this culture was created to pull people out of the darkness and to spread love, especially for people with bad attitudes. Once again, thank you very much everyone for watching my b-boy vlog. If you have any ideas or topics that you'd like me to discuss in future vlogs, please leave so in the comment below. Alright, till next time, peace!